What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone, everyone, everyone? I am here with two of my lovely, and I do mean lovely sisters up in the building tonight. And y'all, look, I know, y'all, look, we just vibing tonight. We vibing tonight. We was talking in a
It's
group
a
chat,
vibe.
and literally, like, we just said, you know what, we just about to vibe tonight. We about to seal, we about to kick it, and we about to vibe tonight. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. And to the fellas that may be watching this,
Here
do
you go.
not, and I will mean do not slide up in my sister's DMs. They are
Here
off
you go.
limits. They are off limits. No, no. But I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Whichever one wants to go first.
Oh, you quiet. I guess
I
I'll go
guess
Don't
I'll
make
do
first.
me.
that. What's
Don't
up,
make me.
everybody? Y'all know me. This is your girl, Tweet. I was
That's
doing my
it.
little
That's what you have
intro,
to say?
y'all.
Oh,
Go on
go ahead.
ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yes,
Can y'all
now.
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Hmm.
All right. So what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Tweet from Tweet Talks podcast, available on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and all other major networks. So we here tonight, and we is vibing. So we're gonna have a little conversation. Y'all feel free to drop in the comments. There may be a link at the bottom where you can drop in if you decide to show up on the screen and get live with us. You can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, what's up, y'all?
Yeah, what is up? All right, sis, it's on you.
All right. Hey, y'all. My name is Shira Renee. I am the host of the Blemish Beauty Podcast, also on Apple and Spotify, as well as YouTube. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the good stuff. I'm new to this, so y'all bear with me, but I'm vibing tonight, so it's all good.
Oh man, y'all, we about to vibe and we about to have a great discussion tonight, y'all. It's about to be lit. It's about to be lit. So,
All
sis,
right.
we got to just kick it off. Tweet talks. Tell them what we talking about a little bit tonight.
All right. So we're gonna talk about dating. Okay. So in the dating world, a lot of y'all say that the dating world is not what we thought it would be. It's it's just trash, straight up. It's trash. Y'all know there's trash out here. And there's probably some good people in it, but it's hard to distinguish that. So if you're dating, is age just a number, or is it a big deal with dating? So if you meet somebody that's much, let's say, um between 5 to 10 years younger than you, or 5 to 10 years older than you and up, is that person somebody that you would be interested in dating? And if so, what are some of the red flags that you would be like, you know what, this ain't gonna work? What's up, y'all? What y'all think?
I'm gonna let my sister go first.
Okay, so for me, um, I'm on both sides of the spectrum. So I have dated people older than me, and I'm talking about like 7+ years, like 7 to 12 years older than me. And then I've dated people younger than me, maybe 2 to 5 years younger than me. So for me, it's all about compatibility. I do understand that because it's generational gaps, that certain things will be lost in translation, right? But you got to be able to love the same music that I love, and that has nothing to do with age. So I'm all for the age, whether it's younger or older, as long as the values match and the common interests. Not everything, because you do have to have some type of differences, but most of the commonalities have to match.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I mean, for me,
Well, this
go
is
on
my
ahead,
thing.
sis.
Okay. Now, I've dated somebody a lot older than me, and I've dated somebody a little bit younger than me. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a big difference. When you're dealing with somebody that's much older than you, they are stuck in their ways. And the thing about it is, a lot of times like me personally, I don't see, if I'm dating somebody that's older than me, at once I get into that commitment and decide I'm gonna date you and you much older than me, your age is no longer an issue for me. But sometimes, and I feel like with men, when a man is dating a younger woman, he is constantly reminded that this woman is younger. Like he either has to change the way he's dressing, he has to start wearing,
Hmm.
you know, I'm from New York, he has to start wearing the fitted caps. He got to change up his ways because he's constantly reminded about that. But I feel like for me personally, if we decide to start dating and you're older than me, we already done pushed that out the window. And there's a big difference when you're dating somebody older because they're setting their ways. So you have to kind of take that along with them. Now, when you dating somebody younger, I've tried it before and I don't wish to do that again because I don't know. I just feel like younger dudes have a tendency, in most cases, they have like a whatever they see on TV is what they expect the woman to be like. You know what I mean? Like he's not thinking about the fact, okay, when he see the woman on TV looking beautiful and she's beautified, he thinks she's supposed to like this every day. He thinks that she's supposed to be youthful every day, and it ain't real. She were laughing. But it's like, you know, I don't know. And I pretty much like dating older, but I don't need to be reminded every day that, okay, how old are you again? Or you a young buck, or this is the biggest one, y'all. I know y'all have heard this one. Oh, this song right here is before your time. You like, what? Do you need me to take you back? You know
That
what I'm
part.
saying?
Okay.
Right. Like I love music and I love all
Facts.
types of music. So if I don't put on an old school song and then look at me like, oh, this is before your time, and you be like, hold on, let me dig in the crates real quick and remind you that, you know, I
Like
like
I ain't
old
no
school
regular
too.
degular.
Yeah, like that to me, that's a big no no. But I feel like with men dating and an age difference, it's a big deal. You know, I don't know.
Uh, for me, it's not about your age; it's your maturity level. Now, I'm not no R. Kelly. I ain't dating nobody 15 or 14 years old. Let's get that out there right now. That's what
Let's
I'm
Oh
connect
not
with
no.
doing.
everybody.
Period.
That's what I'm not doing. That's what I'm not doing. But what I'm
Right.
saying is like if you like 20, 21, 22 years old, somewhere in there, and like your maturity level matches my maturity level, like you goal oriented, you a go getter, you hungry, you got that same fire for God that I have, I bet we can talk. We can see what happens. Now, I can honestly say that with me, because of where I am in life, with maturity level, with ministry, with everything that I do, I am more drawn to older women than I am younger.
Why? You know, I was gonna ask.
For me, it's because the older
He's like, she
ones
always got to be the one to say
are already
something.
the older ones are already settled. They're already settled. They have had their moment of where they have been out here. They've been out here. They've done had their time to where they was buck wild for a quick second, but now they're like, you know what? I'm ready to settle down and I'm ready to really be serious. Where with ones my
Okay.
age, with the ones my age, I can honestly say like a lot of them, they say they ready for what comes with me, but baby girl,
Mm,
you ain't ready for that spotlight because anything you say, anything you do, anything you post, anywhere that you
scrutinize.
go, it is scrutinized to the highest degree.
Yeah.
Hmm. And so you saying that the younger females can't deal with that?
They say they can,
Hmm.
but they I have not met one that can deal with it. I'll just be honest. I cannot. I have not. They like case in point. I'll use this as an example. To a young lady to a banquet. We had a great time. Everybody was looking at us and all eyes on us at that moment. It was like when we walked in the room, heads was turning. and she was
It's like
looking
Tupac,
good.
all eyes on me.
Hey.
Exactly, exactly. So like, and she was looking good. I'm not gonna lie. A few months later, she had posted some photos on social media. When those photos was posted on social media, the text messages that I received,
Hmm.
ain't this the young lady you took to the banquet? Ain't this her? I never told y'all we
Oh.
was dating. I never told y'all we was dating. She just went to a banquet with me.
Hmm.
But just
But now
because,
that's yes. Listen, you know how people is. When you take somebody somewhere with you, they stamp that label on
oh my
y'all.
goodness.
That y'all are together, and you may be. I mean, me personally, I could take somebody somewhere with me and internally not have no label on you, not have no idea of this going anywhere. I'm just taking it out, taking you with me to see what the what's gonna be the talk.
And to have
You know what I mean?
fun.
What's
Like just to vibe. Just to have
yeah,
fun.
But
yeah,
you know
or
what
to
it is
see how.
too? Another thing, because I've been attached to a pastor, and on the outside looking in, y'all are on like this pedestal. Y'all are not
Bingo.
supposed to be, y'all not supposed to be human. So y'all not supposed to date, y'all not supposed to fornicate, y'all not supposed to have, relationships or whatever the case may be. And when you do, you have to be perfect and she has to be perfect. So if somebody is attaching themselves to you, they have to know that they're going to be combed through. Everything is going to be like
I like that
looked at
term.
to the T. Like you can't post nothing on Facebook, no social media, you can't like nothing. Your shirts have to you have to wear turtlenecks, you long
Come
skirts, like
on.
you
And don't try
cannot
to go to no
be out
club.
here.
Don't you even
God
think about
forbids
going to
you.
a club.
You smile like you just being provocative because what is the scripture? Now that I'm talking about it, it's leaving my memory. But to something about pure, the all things are pure or whatever. You have to have this facade, that you're perfect. You can't have no blemishes or no wrinkles. And it's sad because y'all are like celebrities in a way. Y'all cannot have human moments because God forbid that'll make you look like less than, or I'm not going to his church because you see the type of girl he dated or whatever. Not the message that you're saying, but just your lifestyle, like
Yes.
every little thing. It's bad. I feel bad for
It's
y'all.
bad. It is very bad. Like to the point
But
to
see,
where
okay,
mm,
I think that I think even with being attached to a pastor and dating is a little bit different. I'm a minister's daughter, and I feel like I'm gonna be me. I'm not. I don't. I think life has its ways of constantly putting us in a bubble somewhere. So I'm gonna be me. And like one of the episodes that I did was called "It's Not." It has not. It's not out yet. It's not broadcasted yet, but it's coming out in March. It's called Code Switching. I'm always code switching.
mm-hmm.
I'm always living up to what somebody else wants me to live up to, being what somebody else wants me to be, conforming to somebody else's ways. And I don't know if it's when you get older. I love the Lord. Um, he's done countless things in my life, and I will continue to worship him. But part of being in this world is you can't live in this world and not be have some parts of it in you. I'm human. And I think that a lot of times, even with pastors and stuff, that they tend to be so wrapped up in what people think that they forget their humanity. And I don't want to forget that. So I feel like even in dating, now this is the thing. I need to be able to take you everywhere and you know how to act.
Mm.
You know what I
Like
mean?
I need you to
Now
be
see
like the
that
apostle Paul and know how to be conformed to every way to each man.
yeah. And that's part of like what you were
Hmm.
saying, you went to a banquet. That's me. Like I'm gonna take you some places. Because I'm gonna see how you gonna act. Now, that doesn't mean that because we go in this place and people think that we're attached to each other, that we are attached, because I'm going to let them know, oh, this is my friend. Because I want to see how you act in these different environments. How you going to act when you get in the church? How you gonna act behind closed doors when we are at a church event? Because you know some church events and some of the music that they play is gonna be like, hey, but it's still talking about the Lord. What you gonna do? You gonna get out there and turn up for real, for real? You know what I mean? I want to know who you are, but I mean, I'm not gonna change who I am, and I don't want you to change who you are, but I need to see. So that's what the whole dating thing for me is. I need to see who you are. You know,
I feel like,
I like the humanity, you know. But I feel bad for you,
woo,
James. I feel bad
ma'am, let
because
us
I think it's
pray.
different for a man. You
Let
know
us
why?
pray, like legit.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
It's
for
hard.
a man, it's different because for a man, you're expected, especially being a preacher, you are expected to be the leader. So let me give you an example. Let's talk about I can't think of his name. Um Shoni Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife. Shira, help
Oh
me because I
yeah,
know
Shawnee,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
Shawnee. That's my girl,
Shawnee.
Shoni.
Shawnee. Shout out to Shawnee
Shawnee.
Henderson.
Okay.
Shawnee
That is
Henderson.
my girl. Right. Shout out. Hope you're watching. Hit us up. We can do episode.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
she married. They were talking about what's her husband's name again? Because he's an
Pastor
awesome
Keon.
pastor preacher.
Keon.
Keon Henderson. Okay. So when he got with her, like she was real. She was like, you know, I had the show. I was producing a show, Real Housewives of someplace, and
Of Los
Basketball
you know,
wives.
Angeles.
basketball. Oh gosh, you see the old age hitting
Basketball
me.
wives.
Y'all see that? Yeah,
Basketball
yeah.
wives.
Okay. Look, I was like Hollywood glamour fame, but anyway, but anyway, she was real about who she was, and he was real about her. He was like, yeah, it was times when I took her out, and I was like, you know, no. He took her for extremely. I'm always getting a spotlight. He took her for who she was, and loved her where she was at, and you know, he fixed her up to her on her own. She was willing to do it, so she kind of, you know, was able to kind of conform to the right ways rather than just being scrutinized for being, you know, because everybody was talking about, oh, he got with her, she's an ex basketball's wife, and listen, he loved her for who she was, and they were human. If you listen to some of the stuff he preaches about, you know, being human. So I mean, I just to me, you know, I hope no pastor never looks at me because he will be like, if I'm sitting down in a congregation and I'm your wife and you start arguing about something we was talking about last night, I'm gonna be rolling my eyes. You gonna be like, don't do that, they watching.
There's some that do that.
At me, you know. So I, I feel like that's a bad thing
I could
because
so
at
see
some
you
point,
doing that too. I could so see you doing that.
yeah, like it's you know I've lived so much being conformed and following. I don't want to do that no more, and it feels good to not do it. It really feels good to just, you know, to just be me and be free. So I feel
So is
bad for
that
you,
something
James.
that you have to you feel like you cannot move forward to determine whether or not you guys are going to be exclusive until you see him in different facets of life, like in different spaces? That's something that you have to have done before you can um I guess make it a exclusive, because you know there's a lot of titles on everything now.
Yeah, definitely.
You dating or
Um,
you courting or you're exclusive or you, it's like so
Man,
many different. That's a
I
whole
think that
nother
when it
line.
comes to the different, yeah, it sure is. I think that there's so many different situations, you know, that can arise in life. Do you really won't know a person until they face you? You'll be dating a person forever for you to know all of them. But there's certain ones that I need to know. I need to know.
Okay,
Look, you know, I got my little mental Rolodex, right?
I
She knows about
the
it.
check,
already
Yeah,
check,
yeah, the
know.
check
I
check,
mark,
know
the
that
check
too.
check,
check.
check,
So
check.
I need to know how you are when you broke, when you got a little money, when you mad, when you sad. When it comes to religion, actually, we're gonna put that religion and spirituality. We're gonna put that first because me personally, I couldn't date somebody that wasn't Christian. I couldn't. It would be too much. You know, it'd be too much. You know, I would find myself in a situation where I'm trying to conform you every day. I'm talking about my life and how God has blessed me to conform you to my ways, and I don't want to do that. So
And
yeah, I
their
would have.
mindset is different too, I believe, because I had a friend growing up, and he was an atheist, and no, shade to atheists or whatever the case may be. But you are entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. But the Bible says, at the end of it all, every knee shall bow. But we're not gonna go into that.
Hmm.
But for me, I feel like as a believer, we're more prone to think positively. And I don't know if
Yeah.
that's something that because that's something that's implanted in us, but atheists and people that don't believe they're spiritual but not religious, they're more pessimistic. They always looking at things a little differently. And I can't see myself being with somebody that I always gotta like, it's like pulling teeth, like trying to get you to come to where I'm at
Hmm.
to understand things. So I definitely agree with you on that.
Oh, for sure. Like
Yeah.
that's where the scripture "don't be unequally yoked" comes in.
Right.
Like we take
So
that
let's talk
as
about
just
that
being
though.
spiritually. We take that as just being spiritual, but that can be financially, that can
Mindset,
be
values. Yes,
mindset,
yes,
all of that.
absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so you just opened up a can of worms, and I'm gonna be the one to shake it and let it out. So when
Uh-oh,
you
here we
talk about
go.
unequally yoked, right? If you would you date somebody that didn't make the money that you make, they make significantly less or significantly more? I'm gonna let you talk because I got a whole spill on that.
For me, yeah, because as the man,
Yeah, to
one of my
what? Which
main,
one? Be specific,
He
man.
would date, he would date her.
I would date her. I would
If she made
because
more or less.
both. It doesn't matter because I know what I'm coming with and I know what she's coming with. When I come with mine, she may not have it financially, well, I have it. But on the other hand, well, I have it financially, she might have it on this end on like the my on budgeting. Well, I may have it the money part of it down pat. She may have it on I know how to budget. So at the end of the day, if she's good at budgeting, I'm good at making the money. Bet when
Let's
we
put it
come together,
together.
Compromise.
when we come
Yeah.
together, we're gonna make it work. Now, on
Mhm.
the other hand, let's say she's making more money than me. Okay, bet you come with yours, I'm gonna come with mine. We're gonna put it together and we're gonna build this empire, baby. Like, let's be real. When I look at one of my a couple that I really look up to now, it is Kev on stage and his wife.
Yes. Did you see that? Did you listen to
Um,
that podcast on Dear Future
yes,
Wifey? Oh,
yes, yes,
Y'all
loved
dear
leaving me
it.
future
out.
wife, dear
Don't be
future
leaving me
wife.
out.
Okay,
Who?
so
Uh,
let me bring you back, Boo. Okay, so
Okay.
Kevin on stage is a comedian, right? He's on, he on YouTube, all that stuff. You know Kevin on stage, right? Do you know Kevin on stage?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
No.
he's
Kevin
never
Hart?
he's no Kevin on
no,
stage. He has done some like Optimum commercials. I think it's Optimum. Don't quote
yep,
me. But I'll send you a picture of him in a minute. So he is a comedian and he's
Okay.
always super funny. But now he's being placed in these veins where you get to see him in a level of maturity. And it's very, very refreshing because not too many times do you see men that are in our age bracket that are mature, they're married, they desire to stay married,
come on,
and they are also sharing the tools that led them to get to this place. So he was on this podcast that I love,
dear future
Dear Future
wife.
Wifey, and him and
I
his
was
wife,
listening to that podcast today at work.
they've been married for like 20, I want to say
20
23
years,
years, 25
yeah,
years, 20 years, something like that. And
23,
he was just
28,
basically
somewhere in there.
breaking it down and telling Latarius all of the things that got them to this point. Because in 20 years, you're not going to know everything from year one to year 20. You got to learn and grow. And they was just sharing their story and how they came together. And it was just a beautiful thing because nowadays black men and black women is a divide. Marriage is a divide. So to hear them come together, them still being young and them still having the desire to want to stay married, and his wife was talking about the importance of renewing their vows at 20 years. because she said now she really knows that she can love him through sickness and health because they've been through it, through richer and poor because they've been through it. So it was just like an awesome episode. I'm gonna send you the
Hmm.
episode so you can listen to it too, and it will
Yeah, please
encourage you
do.
to really like look forward to getting married, and like that's what it's about. It's about the partnership and them coming together. Like he was the front person and she was behind the scenes, like just sitting there making sure everything is right, like looking in his corner, making sure he was good, setting them up for the future, kind of like what James was saying, like, okay, he's the comedian, but she's going to look forward and she's going to look ahead and say, all right, how can we keep this money afloat for years so our kids can benefit off it? Let's put some things in place so we can stay afloat. So it was decent. I'm gonna send it to you so you can be all caught up
For
Yeah,
real.
please do. 'Cause this is
For
the first
real.
in
time
the
I'm hearing about it.
world.
I love to learn. I love to learn
Yeah.
outside the classroom. Y'all know I always say that. But
So
as far as dating somebody that makes significantly more, when it comes to men, super shout out to Danny Marie. She's on our live.
Hey,
What's up,
Danny.
girl?
what up,
Um,
Danny? How you doing, sis?
dating a guy that makes dating a guy that makes significantly more. I don't want to say it's different from a woman, but the reality of it is when a man makes significantly more than a woman, the way he treats her is much different. So I'm not a fan of that. I like for us to be at the same level, maybe a
Let
little
me
bit
be
more,
quite.
but
Let me say
I'm
something
not
real quick on that.
because mhm.
The way a little boy treats a woman when he makes more money than a woman than his woman is
I
different
don't think
than
so though. And I'm gonna tell you
because a
why.
grown
Because
man ain't gonna do that. A grown man is gonna be like, "Yo, you
but
coming with yours? I'm coming with mine. Let's grow old
but
together."
no, because men have egos that women don't have. We're limited on egos, and men have egos. When a man makes significantly more than a woman, he treats her like she's an option. Like, okay, if you're not gonna act this kind of way, okay, well, I can go out and find anybody because the reality of it is, regardless of what he looks like, unfortunately, a lot of women today they focus on the finances of a man. So if she gets with a woman and she's like, not making as much money as him, he's gonna let her know the first chance that she gets, or maybe the second or third, but he's gonna let her know at some point that you are replaceable. I've got everything that I need to have to where I can find somebody else. And the thing
I think
about
it's
that,
an individual thing though, because women do that
mhm,
too. If
Come
they
on.
if they if they make a certain amount of
he
money
said, "Come on."
and their man don't, they will not
Hmm.
respect their man because they feel like I make more than you. I'm the man. You do what I
Look at
say,
Oprah and
and
Stedman.
it's just
No,
yeah, that's
but
a whole
I
nother.
don't think.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it
think
is
he's
individualized. Yeah,
comfortable in his space. I think Stedman is comfortable in his space, and that's what's up.
yeah.
I don't think she like belittles him or makes him feel less
Mm-mm.
than. I think that's just what works for them, and they
Hmm.
just do their thing.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to a woman, when a woman is like making more money than a man, I think that there's always going to be a significant battle because society has made men, has this thing in their head that in order for him to be a man, he's got to be making, you know, big money or more money than her in order for him to have control, or for him to be able to, delegate some things. He has to be the one making more. And the moment that a woman makes some more money, she has to put on her armor and know that it's going to be problems in the household because, you know, he feels like he's the one that's running some things and he can't because she's making more money. I've been in that situation before where I was making more money than him, and it was like I had to work so hard to make sure that he felt like a man.
Stroke his
Like,
ego. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and they say that you're supposed to do that, but I don't want to be where I gotta listen. You know your place. If you know that your money and my money is gonna come together, we're gonna make some things happen. I'm not coming home every day and stroking your ego. I'm not. I want somebody to be more secure in being a man, regardless of the finances. You know, I feel like there's a really big issue with that. We got a comment
But
there.
they've been that's been instilled in them since birth. Like just like we as women, we've been
Yeah.
given babies to be mommies and kitchen sets to cook and be domesticated. Men have been given
Mm,
tools to go out and work. So when they get to a place where they feel like they can't do what they're supposed to do, it plays on their
It makes them
emotions
feel.
just like
It makes
us.
us
If
feel
if
some
we
type of way.
can't yeah, like if we can't have a baby, let's talk about like women who can't conceive, they feel some type of way. It's the same thing, it's just a different, situation, but it's the same feeling because that's what we are supposed to do,
to
that's
do,
what
yeah.
society puts on us. So it's the same thing. But Danny just said something about alpha versus beta men. Do you think you need an alpha man? That's a good question. Thank you, Danny. That's a good segue. You think you need an alpha man or a beta man?
Mm.
Alpha, I know. What is beta?
Beta
Beta
is
is the
more
ones that's
passive.
more submissive. Yeah, like not well, no, not submissive, but passive. They're not gonna be rah rah with you. They're gonna be all right, okay. They're more a little less
They own
I don't.
whatever you own, baby girl.
yeah. Would you consider
I
yourself
think
alpha or
me.
beta, James?
I, I would consider myself whatever my woman is needing at that moment. Now,
Okay.
now let's be real. Like if it's the situation is calling for me to take control and to be the head over that relationship and to be the head of my household, then of course I'm gonna take that out for personality and be like, babe, no, we both know what we need to do and we're gonna do it. Now, if it's like something simple, but it's like instead of going to McDonald's today, she wants to go to Wendy's. I'm gonna be like, all right, babe, do whatever you want to do. Like, it's on you. But if it's something that could be detrimental to her health, where like she has told me that she wants to stay consistent in working out and she wants to stay consistent in doing this, stay consistent in reading her word of God more. I'm gonna be like, babe, we need to pick up our Bible and we need to do this. Like, let's go, let's go, let's go. It ain't gonna be you by yourself because we're gonna be in this together because we a team. So if you're going to the gym at 5 in the morning, guess what? I'm getting right up with you. I'm going to the gym with you.
You know what I feel like? I feel like once, definitely, I would have to be with somebody that has learned me well enough to know my weaknesses. Where I'm weak, I want you to alpha up.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Where I'm strong, I want him to allow me to alpha up. I don't want it to be,
Wait, wait, wait,
your
wait, wait,
job is to be
wait.
alpha.
So you wanting to be the alpha in the relationship as well?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying everybody, if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I have strengths in certain areas, if I know certain things, certain areas, which comes with you getting to know that person and you know me, you know my background, you know that I have strengths in certain areas. Like my
For real.
weaknesses, I don't know about a lawnmower. Okay. I don't know about fixing a car. I don't know about the involuntary eye movement or communication from man to man. And when I say that, I'm gonna give you an example. If I'm in a store somewhere and I'm with my man and I'm a kind of person, if I like something, I will compliment. Like
Mm,
we was doing an episode earlier, James, and the first thing I said was I like that shirt. That's me. If I see something about somebody, whether it be male or female, and I like it, I will compliment them because I believe in doing that because it's just something that people don't do nowadays. And if
right.
I like it, I like it. I'm just me being me. Now if I'm with my man and I'm like, oh gosh, you smell good, sir. What's that? Now he may pull me aside and be like, what you doing? Or say something like that. Then you need to step in and let me know because that's something that I'm not knowledgeable in. Relationship between male and male. Now, if let's flip that. Now, if we in a store somewhere and there's a woman in the store and he says, "Oh God, I like that dress on her. You look, ma'am, you look really nice." And I pull him aside and I'm like, "Look, bro, I don't know what you're trying to do. Don't be doing that
Okay.
when you with me."
All
You know what I'm
right. Let
saying?
me
Like
ask y'all a
whatever.
question.
I don't think
Okay.
I could do that.
Let me ask y'all
Wait,
a
hold on,
question.
hold on, James. Go ahead. I want to hear Shira.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Go on
I
ahead,
can't
sis.
do
Go on
that.
ahead.
Mm-mm. That's gonna make my blood boil. I'm sorry. I can't. He could tell me that she look, like, babe, I like her dress. Like, maybe you should, what you think about a style like that, or whatever the case may be. But for him to go and tell her he like her, baby, no, don't do that. We
No,
not.
see, look, well, let me tell you something. And I don't know if I'm speaking from a place of experience, but I dated somebody one time, and we went someplace, and he seen something that a female had going on, and he complimented her. And afterwards, I pulled him aside, and he never did it again. But he was ultimately, now that I realize it, look back on, he was looking for my reaction of showing that it was something that got under my skin. So I guess I conform
Mm-mm.
myself into to not even reacting like that anymore. But if after I say it to you the first time, you have now, school is in session. You know now.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Not to do it. But I feel like if he's strong in understanding the male against male personality, then school me. If I'm knowledgeable about the women against women, just like you just said, I let me do that. So I feel like I want to be with somebody that's going to allow me to express my strengths, and I let them express their strengths, and I feel no kind of way ego wise. It's gonna be like, okay, well, that's her
Right,
thing. She
right.
know about it.
All right, let me ask
But
y'all
go
a
ahead,
question.
James. Hmm.
So, how would you feel? I'm gonna give y'all a scenario, and I want both of my sisters to answer this.
You
So,
putting us on the
you
spot.
come home,
Mm-hmm.
y'all come home from a long day of work, right? The
She
minute
about to
you
make
walk
my
in the
blood boil.
house, the minute you walk in the house, you see a female that you have no idea who this female is sitting in your kitchen cooking your husband and your child something to eat. And your husband tells you, "Oh, babe, I'm sorry. That's my best friend. I forgot to introduce y'all. We've been friends for years."
Wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. Back up. You said what's wait a minute, because I feel my blood boiling. You said this is my who? What's his title in my life?
Your husband.
No, ain't no best friend that I don't know about if he's my husband. Boyfriend, well, she still ain't gonna be in my house as my boyfriend. But at that point, there should be no friends that you don't know about as his wife or husband, other way around.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So take it
Okay.
back, James. You said that she was sitting on the couch, and what happened now?
No,
Because
she wasn't sitting on
No,
no
she
couch.
cooking dinner
She cooking dinner for your husband and your
in your
child
kitchen.
in your
mm-hmm.
kitchen because she knows what her best friend likes to eat.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Uh, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna be real
sis,
transparent with
sis,
you.
hold on,
Just
hold on, hold on, tweet, hold on, sis. I'm hearing it in your voice. Wait. It was wait, wait, say, yeah, I, yeah, I,
she's like, all
tweet,
right,
go
no,
ahead.
if you book, no, if you.
I'm trying to
Exactly.
tell you. I'm trying to tell you I'm from Jersey City. So,
I know.
okay. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
He's like, all right.
I'm trying to
Okay,
say.
so for me, this is the thing. I have learned that, and I'm not gonna say everybody's like this, but in relationships, you ever dated somebody that does things because he's looking to see what gets under your skin, and that makes him feel
Mhm.
loved and cared about? That person is doing that. This man is allowing his friend to come in your kitchen and cook for the kids, and he's doing that because he wants to see how far he can push you. So I'm different. I'm different. So I would come there and be like, okay, she cooking. All right, cool. What's this? Uh-oh. Give me a plate. Put the plate up when she ain't looking to put it in the microwave or throw it in the trash. Then now tomorrow, I'm gonna do
Mhm.
something. And I'd expect him to be just as willing to understand it.
Oh, sis. No, 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 no. Two wrongs
Instead of
don't
me
make a
walking
right.
through
That's
the
that tit
door,
for tat. Y'all,
it is. It would
I
just
don't
be.
know.
It would be, and the reason why is because I guess I've learned over the years that reactionary stuff. I'm not gonna do it because number one, for this man to allow this woman to come in there and cook in the kitchen, he already know what his woman gonna say. He
That's a
knows that.
violation.
It's a total violation, and he knows that. So he's looking for a reaction. Maybe there was a dispute or some type of argument, maybe the day before, and he was like, "Okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna let her know that she ain't the only one that's willing to do nothing." Because like I told y'all, I don't like to cook. So that's the first thing I thought. Okay, so he brought somebody in here to let her know, or you ain't got to cook for me because somebody else will. Okay, that's cool. So
She is,
when I
Danny. She petty.
Yeah, very,
yes,
very,
petty, and I
very.
mean I'm gonna play the
PE to the
role.
TTY.
I'm a now I might not ingest the food, but I'm gonna play the role. I'm gonna play the whole role with it. And it might not be the next day, it might be a week later. But when you don't even open your mouth to say nothing to me about what I did because of the fact that you totally violated. So just expect that when we just violate and we like, what's that song? Violator.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I mean, I really wouldn't. And I mean, to be honest with you, when it comes to dating nowadays, there's so much of that. I
But
remember
see,
dating a
that
guy
ain't your
one time.
boyfriend. That's your husband.
That's
That
my
is your
thing.
They
That's
husband.
still
why
do
I asked,
it.
what's the
No, you don't
title?
have to be
Because
married.
no, at that point, we should
Go ahead.
already
I'm sorry.
know certain things should be established. Like, no. Uh-uh.
Mhm.
Tell my baby, go upstairs, put your headphones
Mm-mm.
on,
I'm
turn it up
telling
real
you.
loud.
Oh no.
Listen,
I'm gonna be like, kids.
but this is the
If I was
thing.
your husband, I'd be like, kids, y'all stay down there. I might need some
No.
witnesses. Stay down there. Stay down there. Cause y'all know y'all mama crazy. Stay down there. Stay down
See,
there.
and the fact that you would know that would even be more the reason why you getting God because you know that. So why would you do that? But I can't.
She said you're getting God. I love it. I love it.
Mm-mm.
But see, this is like people. It don't end with dating. I'm telling you. Like I'm a woman, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm hoping some of our viewers that don't believe so, y'all go ahead and tap in. But I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to dating, these men be playing games and they look forward to it. They will do it and sit back and be like, "Let me see what she say." I remember watching. I don't think it was Kevin Samuels.
I like this
What did she
coming right
say?
here.
She
I
said we're
would
gonna have a
tell.
family
What
meeting.
did she say?
I would
She
tell
would
him
tell him
to
to
excuse
excuse
his
his
friend.
To
friend.
excuse
We
his
need to
friend.
have
We
a
need to
family
have a
meeting.
family. What's MTG?
A family
Family
Oh,
meeting.
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 Family.
Hmm.
Oh, he knew from the moment you came in the door that there was gonna be some furniture moving. I'm just not because I feel like you know me well enough to know whether this is gonna be acceptable or not. So now you're doing it to be petty. So now we playing petty, petty, petty. We're gonna do
Better not
petty,
hope
and
she
I'm good
cooking
enough to wait till
grits.
you forget all about it. I'll. You gonna be wearing them, right? But
Okay.
I feel like nowadays, like I was saying, in the dating world, it's like people nowadays they get a rise off of that. I remember dating a guy one time, and we had a disagreement about something, and he was like, "I just ain't used to, you so laid back about stuff." And I was like, "What do you want me to do? Go outside and cut your tires?" I'm not. Too much to lose, boo. I'm not doing all that. There's
What is
ways
in
to do
that
things.
cup?
Huh?
What is in that cup?
He was getting the last drop of ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Yep. Look, that last drop of ice got me.
so let me ask you a question because you just said something. If you're dating someone, right, and you know the type of person you are, the caliber of person you are, and they tell you, I'm just not used to someone like you, do you continue to move forward with them or do you leave them alone? Because there requires a level of
Ooh,
patience for them to get used to you, or do you just like, nah, I'm not, because I ain't got the time or the patience. Because you could be the right thing at the wrong address
okay.
and
So I'm
they
gonna
know
jump in here
that
real
and
quick
they will
because
use
I
that.
forget what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
But this is the thing. A lot. Being in the South, it's constantly you're not what I'm used to. And it could simply be because if I say something that they disagree with, or just something that's not what they're, just like they said, it's not something they used to. The first thing I do is I ask, what do you mean when you say that? Explain it to me, because I don't understand. And when they say something that I immediately know has something to do with me being a northerner in the South, I tell them, well, you probably feel like that because I'm a northerner and I'm in the South. And there's a lot of stigmas that go along with northerners that, like I tell people, I don't represent a whole region of people. I represent Dawn. So when
Right.
you tell me that I'm not what you're used to, then you have to audit, you have to quickly, and I say quickly because, she got to be smiling. I'm not going to wait around too long,
Mm.
but
He out.
yeah,
Wait, wait,
I'm
wait,
going to
wait,
tell
wait.
you,
Before my
you have
sister
to,
goes on, before she goes on, y'all heard of baseball? Three strikes you out. With
Give
three
you
talks, you
one.
get one. You get one. One strike, you out of
yeah.
there.
Yeah, because I feel like for you to tell me that I'm not what you're used to, we already know this because we know we from two different places. We already know that. So if you tell me I'm not what you're used to, then you need to tell me what is the issue, and if it's something that's a part of me and me not being from here, then you have to tell me whether it's something that you're willing to work with, you're willing to try to understand. We come to a mutual agreement. We come to a mutual agreement, and we move somebody. Charlie Nice, he said, "Well, damn." I'm like, Dawn.
Does
Yes,
that
and
come with
so
age though?
I
what do
think
you mean?
so.
I don't understand.
Like the amount of chances that you get. Does that come with age? Like after a certain, like you know how Medea says when you 30 the switch come on, or whatever the case may be, does it come with age, like the amount of chances you give because of experiences you've been through throughout the years? Or is it just that's just you, who you are, and you've always been like that?
I
For
think it is.
me, yes. When I turned 40, I don't know what happened. It was like I came out of an eggshell. It was like, I don't know if y'all remember that old school, the dinosaurs where like the one was in the baby was in the
Mhm.
shell. It was
Not the
like I
mama.
can't say it again.
The one that said not the mama?
Not the mama, not yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay, I don't remember the name of the show, but that
God
was
is
like
good.
me. Like I started to realize that okay, I'm tired of going along with things that I don't agree with, that I don't like, or just giving chances constantly. And when it comes time to giving chances, who's giving me a chance? When it comes to
Right.
dating, okay, I'm a single mother. The first thing that men do is they categorize me as everything being, oh, that's because your baby daddy. No, we cool. You know what I mean?
Next.
So, or it's Dex. And so, or it's like, oh, who broke your heart and made you bitter? Nobody. Nobody broke my heart
Next.
and made me bitter.
What else
Mm-hmm.
you got?
Yeah, it's like right. It's like so I started to realize that I don't want to give a whole bunch of chances because nobody is out here giving me a whole bunch of chances. When it comes to men, you can be with a man for a certain amount of time if you're not being intimate with him, if you're not catering to him, saying, "Oh, this is the favorite line, what you cooking tonight?" And you ain't inviting him over to dinner, he got an issue with you. So why is it that as a woman we got to give so many chances? So it's age, I believe, for me.
I definitely
Did
believe
I just
it's
all everybody?
age.
Because everybody.
I believe it's age as well. Like for me, like once I became in my mid 30s, the stuff I put up with in my 20s, I'm not putting up with no more. I'm not putting up with it no more. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm headed. If you ain't headed in that same direction, yo, next. We can kick it. We can have fun. But we, I'm dating with a purpose now. I'm not dating just to be dating. I'm 34
And
years
see, men
old.
don't like to admit that. And
I'm
see, I think the one of the things is men don't like to admit that. They want you to feel like, you know what, I'm out here doing my thing, or I like you and everything. But a lot of men don't like to be honest and say that they're dating with a purpose. I don't know if it's the ego thing
A
or what the
lot of
deal
them
is
are
with that.
not though.
That might be right.
or maybe
It
not the
reminded
same
me of
purpose.
a female friend that I have. She's a nurse. So we got a comment here. Charlie Nice says, "Well, not all guys. I speak for that. I believe in chance. All I'm asking is just to be real with me. That's it. I don't ask for much." Um, I think women are real sometimes by their actions. I think I don't know. I feel like when it comes to it, to me, we talk about age being a number, but listen, when you're dating somebody older, I think even if we want to have patience with certain stuff, we just don't. You either run into two types of women when it comes to age. You run into the woman that don't have patience no more, and she's just like, "What's happening here?" That's the club that I'm in. Then you have the woman that's just tired of being single, and she doesn't care. She just wants to be with
Exactly.
somebody. She's tired of being,
Right.
you know, the single person. When the holidays come, people are talking about what they're doing with their spouse or their,
Matching
person.
pajamas.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. The matching pajamas. Like I think a lot of women that's getting older is just tired of being, by themselves, and they just make choices, and then later on they looking like, "What did I do?" After they're like too deep into it. You know,
I think for the
I
women
don't.
that's in your age, your mentality, I think you're like that because you've spent so much time giving hope to those who have potential. And a lot of the times we as women do that. We will entertain a man based off the potential and not the reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then the women
Girl.
that are on the opposite ends that are settling because they want the pictures and the things. They are doing it because they have given themselves that timeline that they foreseen in the future, and now time is running out. Most of those women want babies, and biologically, after a certain age, that's
Hmm.
far, from happening, right? So now it's like, oh, I got
Hmm.
to take the first train coming because I'm about to be 35 and I want a baby. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to have a baby at 40 when people are having babies at 40 and getting married at 60. But their
Come
Hmm.
on.
timeline, they're trying to catch up with their timeline. So that's why they settle.
That's true. I
I
just,
agree with
I
that.
don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I think it was something important that you said when you said, women as they get older, they say, you know what, I want to have babies, I want to have this, I want to have that, but you can't count on that relationship being the same. Like, you think, okay, if I have a child with this person, that, maybe they'll look at me differently and say, you know what, this is the mother of my child or whatever, then let's work this thing out. And nowadays, it ain't like that.
No,
Heck,
because the
I'm from New
baby,
York.
the baby and the marriage, it only what's the word I'm looking for? Intensifies what is already there. So if you're having a
Mm,
problem, and I say that from experience, if you're already having communication issues, what you think gonna happen when you have a baby? You're gonna be focused on a baby. Y'all really not gonna talk. When you get married, certain people are, oh, well, maybe he'll treat me better or she'll treat me better once we get married. No, the marriage is just a title, basically. The relationships is supposed to still stay the same. Or when you take those vows and you get sick or different things happen, if you didn't like the person before you got married to them and then life starts life and it's going to be worse. It may get better, but then it may get worse. So you have to make sure you like who you're attached to, baby or not.
That's
You
right.
got a comment.
okay, Andrea's got a comment. Andrea says, "That's not true. Yeah, baby can't save a relationship."
They don't. That's why it's more baby mamas than
Yeah, I
wives.
don't know. I think that was like, I don't know. I think that was happening like when I was in my 20s, where women were just having babies. We got a comment. Yes, you got to make sure you have kids with the right person, but how do you really know that? We know that as we
You
get
gotta
older, we just talked about it. People change. So
Yeah.
you can have a child with somebody and you think that that's the right person, and then you look up years later and you like, who is this person? You can't change the fact that this, you know, the parent of this child. You gotta look. I think, and I thank God all the time that that's what happened with me is when you have a child, do it because that's something you want to do. And
Right.
find no child should be raised by just one parent. I think, but it's important to because a lot of times you have a baby with somebody and that child look like that person that years later, and you like when you look at this child, you see that other person.
Ooh,
That's the worst
Lord.
thing.
Come on.
Oof.
That's the
And what
worst
about
thing.
the
And if
ones
you do
that
it,
get, go ahead.
go ahead. No,
I was going to say, what about the ones that get raped and they have babies and the baby looks like the person who raped them? That's a whole
yeah,
nother trauma. And
it
I think
is
that when we
that
decide
they
to
have to
have
relive
kids,
every day.
when we decide to have kids, it should be like how we're supposed to have marriage counseling. We
Mm,
should have counseling for that too, because you're not just having a baby with that person, you're having a baby with that whole genetic, makeup. So, like, you have to understand that,
come on, you.
yeah, the
That is so
baby
true.
might look like you or your dad or its dad, but it might have like the mental state of grandma or the physical state of the uncle or whatever. So you have to really do your, well, you should, but we don't think about that because we're human. We're just getting our needs met at the time. But you should really take your time
Mm.
and vet these people because, like you said, they, it's no joke.
So Andrea said something that was she kind of flipped through the screen already, but she said discernment is so real, and she just said you have to look. And she said discernment is real, and women have intuitions. We do, but because we are such nurturers, and a lot of us, especially when you get older, we want to be in love and be in relationships. We have a strong ability to push that aside.
Yeah.
We can, yeah, we push it aside because we'd be like, okay, he seemed right, or just like we was, we had an episode we was doing earlier, and we were talking about not being a stickler for certain things. That's why I be a stickler for certain things because that's the worst thing to wake up one day and look at somebody and you like, who is this person? How can I get away? You know what I mean? That's so, James.
Thank you,
We
sis.
know
Thank
you
you,
don't have any
Andrea.
children.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So you don't have any children. So when you think of maybe having children or something like that, you do you what type of vetting do you do? What are the things that you pay attention to
What I pay attention to is
if that's your desire?
what it's definitely my desire one day, if the Lord says the same. Even if it is coming into an already made family. My thing
That's what's up.
is my
I
thing
like that.
is
That's dope.
I have finally came to that point to where I'm 34 years old, about to be 35 in October. If I meet a woman and she is checking off every box that I have on my check list, the only thing that she ain't checking off is she doesn't want kids anymore. But she already has a few. My thing on it is any anybody can lay down and have a child. It takes a real man to step up and raise it. So I would be that father figure in her child's life. Now, for me, when I do the vetting process, when I do that, first thing I'm looking at is what is that spiritual walk of life like? Is she studying her Bible? Is she getting into her word of God? Is she only doing it just to try to get attention from me? Or is she really having a hunger and desire for the Lord? Because let's be real, for me, I have said this and I mean it. I want my wife to be so attached to God that I have to go to Him and get permission before I can even get to her. That's
That's
what
dope. I
I'm
think you
wanting.
left us in awe. We're like, oh,
Now, what if she's not there yet, but she desires to get there?
I
Does
was getting
she
ready to
still
say it.
get?
Come
Yeah, like
on,
does she
sis,
still
because I
get
was thinking that.
does she
Now,
still get your attention?
All of
she
you the same
definitely
way?
still gets my attention. She gets my attention because of the simple fact of at least she's trying. She's
Okay.
striving for a closer relationship. Because let's be real and let's keep it all the way 100. Ain't none of us perfect on here. We
Yeah.
sin daily, we fall daily. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We are supposed to have a relationship with the Father to where every day we ask him for forgiveness, and every day we're supposed to get a little bit closer to him than we
The
was the day
goal.
before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we got to make sure that, and maybe what the job of me is to help push her into that closer
Yeah.
relationship.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so you was talking earlier about taking a young lady to a banquet, and you said that some of the people. What happens if you run into somebody that you really like, but she's turning up? What do you do? Because, like you said earlier, y- being with you comes with a spotlight, but you like her. That reminds me of Shoni and Pastor Keon.
Shawnee, and
Like,
yeah, oh my
yeah. So
God,
what happens? Because he didn't care. He got up in front of the congregation one day. I remember watching it, and he was like, "Look, I'm gonna tell y'all, to everybody that keeps passing by me and not speaking to my wife and speaking to me, y'all gonna stop that because from this point on, you're not getting a response from me. So, how would you do that?"
what I would do
And
is
then I'm
I
gonna
would
ask
look at
you,
him.
sure. Go ahead. Sorry.
What I would do
Go
is
ahead.
I would look at him and I would let him know, look, y'all don't have to like her. Y'all don't have to like her. She ain't here to be y'all's first lady. She's here to meet the needs of what I need. Now, she may not be everything that y'all want, but she's everything that I need. So I'm not gonna put that responsibility of being like the first lady on her. But what I would ask her is like, yo, babe, if you're gonna do that in the privacy of our own home. You don't have to do it where everybody can see it. Do it in the privacy of our own home.
So basically, she has to be willing to already want to make some changes because you can be dating somebody and you like them and you like how they are at home, but they don't know how to cut it off. You know, you date somebody and you kind of you take them to a certain
Yeah.
event and you like, okay, they don't know how to act in this event. They don't
They
know how to act.
ratchet.
Hmm.
Yeah, straight ratchet.
Oh yeah, Daddy. Yes, absolutely. Because even the
Definitely a good
way
example.
she
100%.
dressed,
So what
another
happened? I mean, I don't really know. I know that Megan Good and I can't remember his name. Dion
Devin
Devon Franklin.
Devon
Devon.
Franklin.
Yeah, I know that they got divorced, but what I don't know really what happened with that.
She basically said, in all honesty, let's be real and let's keep it a buck. The search community did a number on her. The search community made it to the point to where anything she wore, anything she did, anything she said, they was clowning her for it. They was on her for it.
Well, I'm gonna tell
And
you.
I'm saying that because I'm a Megan Good fan. Don't y'all come for my wife, Megan Good. That's my wifey. That's
No, I
fan
wasn't going to
wifey.
say that. I was going to say Devon knew that from the gate because Megan Good been dressing that way since she
True
started.
that. True that.
So you should know, as a man of God, how the church community is, and there should have been a conversation that should have been had prior to y'all getting married. Y'all writing the books about the weight. However, in that process, you should have had a conversation and say, hey, listen, being with me requires X, Y, and Z. Can you handle that? A lot of people want the man because of the anointing, but you don't want the responsibility of being with that man or woman if you're a pastor, a female
Well,
pastor.
I don't know if they were married when she made. I don't know if any of y'all seen Monsters Ball.
Mm-hmm.
James, you seen it?
No, they wasn't married
You a
then.
fan?
No.
Okay,
You didn't see
so this is
Monsters
my thing.
Ball?
I seen
No, she
it,
wasn't in
but yeah,
Monsters
they
He's
Ball.
wasn't
going to see
married.
it
No,
tonight.
Biker
He's going to see
Boys.
it tonight.
Oh,
Which is his
Biker
name?
Boys? Mm.
I didn't see that, but
Was
This is
Megan
my
good in
thing.
Monster Ball?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, she
Mm.
was. Yeah, we are on live, sir.
Oh, I'm
Calm
sorry, y'all.
down.
I'm sorry.
The
I'm
flesh is
sorry.
weak.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot where I was for a
See,
second. Mm.
Mr.
Okay,
Pastor,
so
he's still a man. That was the point I said earlier.
yeah, yeah.
He's still a
Mm.
man.
So
Hmm.
when I watched that and I realized that okay, she did get married after that, so they maybe were dating or anything, but he knew who she was before. He knew that even if that's not who she was as a person, she was an actress, and she was an actress that took things right to the edge. So how can you be mad at? I think he thought that when he married her, that she was going to marry
She was
him
gonna
and she was going to
conform.
become somebody different. She was going to
Hmm.
conform to his ways, and he needed that what ego and that control in order to he thought he was gonna get with her and he was gonna like change her life and make her do the things that make look right to him, and
Let's
that
be
was his
real.
mistake.
Let's be real.
Okay.
Devon got with Megan good
Because she looked good.
because of the simple fact of he wanted that arm candy on his arm. Let's keep it a book
Hmm.
and keep it all the way 1,000. A lot
Hmm.
of these preachers are getting with these women because of the simple fact of they want the arm candy on the arm. A lot of them are doing that now.
Listen, I watched a video the other day, Iyanla Van Zant, and she said something that it was a group of guys, and he was like, they was agreeing with her, and she was saying that a lot of men, they get into relationships and marriage based off of how the woman looks, whereas the woman is more so trying to see who this person is. And I'm like, really? Is that really what they doing now? Just because somebody looks good, you want to devote your life to them? I'll probably be single forever.
You
Yeah,
would be
I'm not
that's
surprised.
what
doing
they cheat. That's the
that
reason why they
at
cheat
all.
because
I just
that's the reason why they cheat.
because go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, I was gonna say that's the reason why they cheat because they
Okay.
get with you initially because of how you look. Then once you have the babies, you get
Mhm.
fat and all the things. Gravity starts hitting, the BBL gets saggy or whatever. Then they cheat on you with the next hot commodity. Is men are visual, we're
Now,
more emotional.
yeah, that's true. And so I think,
So
and
we,
then
we
okay,
can't always have our bonnets on.
yeah,
Mm.
We get
yeah.
comfortable and we keep the bonnets on and we be wearing the muumuus to bed. We still have to be, sexy because men are visual and men have to realize that we are emotional. When we cheat, we don't cheat because he got a six pack. We cheat because he's poured
Of how
into
he
Emotional
us
made you
connection.
feel.
emotionally.
Yep, very true. But this is
So let me
my
ask you
thing
a
is
question. I'll go on ahead, sis.
there's no conversation. Like, I mean, there's got to be communication in a relationship. So a man is just gonna say, okay, well, I'm not feeling this no more, and go out and cheat. There should be a strong, I would think, strong conversation
There should be. But let me ask y'all a
about why
question.
she's doing it. Go ahead.
What is worse, physical cheating or emotional cheating?
Emotional.
I say physical.
Okay, why you say physical?
Because if a man is visual and he gets attracted by what he sees, he can talk. See, when I think about a woman, women, we're raised up with sugars and spices and everything nices. So we are it when a man cheats, a man is cheating with a woman. He is in a relationship and he's cheating with a woman that is emotional. She's the one that's going to get all wrapped up into him. He know how to control it because a man can be emotional with his woman at home and emotional with the woman in the street. And still not, he knows how to turn it on and turn it off. Us women, we're the ones that get emotionally connected to somebody. And we have difficulty turning it off. So if he is cheating and he is cheating emotionally to me, that's a bad thing. But when he gets, physically, he gets that attachment because he's a visual being. He's seen her unclothed, he's been around her and got physical with her. He's gonna get a connection, and it may not be the deep emotional connection. He's connected to the physical of it and the variety of being with somebody different. Because a lot of times when a man cheats, it's just variety. His mind can be intact and know who he still loves, who he wants to be with. He's just out experimenting. It's the variety of it, the thrill, the fact that I can be with somebody different, experience something different. I feel like it's physical.
I feel like okay, sis. Why you say it's emotional?
I say emotional because men are visual, right? So even if it's a physical, even if the reason why he cheated is physical, I can always get that physical back. But that emotion to pull you back in, that takes more work. And for us with women, once we are done emotionally with you, we're done. Like, so there's no, well, it could be some coming back, but it's harder to come back from an emotional cheat as opposed to a physical one.
I
We
would
can
agree
be
with
So
that.
we got a
with
comment
you,
from
but
Danny.
our emotion could be somewhere else.
I would agree with that. How many women could accept the truth if a man says he wants to step out? Mm,
Hmm. I
that's a
think
good question.
I don't know. For me, I feel like there would have to be a conversation, a deep conversation about why. Why? What is it? Because to me, a man can step out and you talk to him about why, and you change everything about yourself. That does not mean that that's going to change what he wants to do. He can say, I want to step out because you don't wear the heels that you used to wear anymore. And guess what? You go out there and find you a pair of comfortable heels, and they look exactly the way he wants them to look, and he still do it. Because to me, he's just verbally giving you an excuse to hand you something, but it's already in his mind, it's already made up. And he's only coming to you about it because he's afraid that you may find out. That's to me, that's an amateur. A man that goes to a woman and says that he's thinking about stepping out, to me, that's an amateur. That's not a professional. Because a dude that has done it already before, he's not gonna come to you about nothing. He's gonna do what he do. If he's coming to you about it, it's a risk. Maybe that female is somebody that's connected to that woman,
Hmm.
or it's somebody in their same mutual friendship circle to where he's afraid that she may find out. But otherwise, he's a rookie. He's gonna come to you if he's a rookie. But if he ain't no rookie, he ain't gonna tell you nothing. He gonna do what he been doing because he knows how to do it, and he's not worried about getting caught.
We missed two comments, y'all. Charlie Knight said, "You got to give it time." This is from prior to what we talked about. You got to give it time. Don't rush. So, do you believe you have to marry someone, then have a baby by them? With marriage, you put them in the marriage, so you should see the signs. And then Danny said prior to that, she doesn't think Shawnee and Keon are equally yoked.
Ooh, that's a good one. Danny, you need to be here to explain that one.
Look, I done put it in the comments now. I'll put it back in here.
Yeah. But what did Charlie say?
You got to give it time. Don't rush. So, do you believe you have to marry someone, then have a baby by them?
I
I
don't.
don't think so.
Give
Yeah,
your
I don't
marriage
think you.
time.
Yeah, I think that it's all about biblically. Of course, that's what we're supposed to do because
Right.
that's the right thing. According to God, that's what we're supposed to do. But I don't think that it's something that has to be done. Like me personally, I know it's not a biblical thing, but I think it's an excellent thing to do is to live with somebody before you get married. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not saying it has to be years and years, even if it's a few months, because you really don't know who a person is until you've cohabitated with them. Until you have, seen their, schedule, if they wake up early in the morning and wake you up, or do they hang out late at night, or do they have certain rituals that they do, or certain habits they have. And I feel like the same thing with having children. A person can tell you all day, I'm a woman, so I'm speaking from a woman's standpoint. But a woman can, a man can tell you, oh, when I have a child, I'm gonna be the best father in the world. I'm gonna be a father. Excuse me, and I'm gonna be the best father that I could. And when that child gets here, you trying to figure out where's the best father at. You still looking for him. Where he at? How, where's
Right.
the best father
I'm
at?
gonna work three
Because this is what
jobs
he's.
to take
You know
care
what
of
I'm saying?
you and the baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm a This is the big one. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna be a man and handle my responsibilities. Now that child is here. And the reality of it is when you have a child with somebody, you have a child and they young, between the ages of like one from an infancy to 5 years old, you can find somebody to keep them. Well, not even five. Maybe when they turn two and they start walking and they can tear up stuff, things change. That person that is not so available like they used to be because now you have a situation that needs a little bit more assistance. So everything that they saying that they were, you don't know who that person is. So I feel like, like I said, I know it's not a biblical thing, but I think it's good to live with a person to kind of get an idea of who they really are. Because when you dating somebody, you meeting a representative. You're not meeting who that person really is, and that
I
representative
So
is
I
only
agree
going to
speak
with
stick
that.
around for a little while.
so
I know you
speaking
had a
of
comment,
that,
y'all.
do you feel like you have a there should be a time frame as to when you should stay in the talking stage and getting to know, like, do you think it should be time frames for every, category, like a time frame from talking to being exclusively in a relationship, and then from being exclusively in a relationship to actually being engaged? Do you believe in timelines, or it
I
depends
do.
on you do? What's your
I do.
timeline?
So here's me. The first couple of months, we talking and we getting to know each other. By 2 months, I ought to know if I want to be with you in a I ought to know like I told y'all in the previous live that we did. By date number 4, a man is gonna know if he wants to marry you or not.
Hold up.
I
Y'all
didn't say
that's
gay.
watching this live, y'all need to hit these comments up because I want to know, I'm not a man, I'm a woman. And my bro be on point with some stuff. I've never heard of that. Like a man knowing so quickly what he wants
Oh yeah,
or his intentions.
a
Y'all
grown
let me
man.
know. But go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, definitely, definitely. By date number 4, no later than date number 6, he's gonna know if he sees a picture with you or not. After that, then we're gonna go into the talking exclusively stage, where like I ain't focused on nobody else, you ain't focused on nobody else, it's just me and you. Then from there, we're gonna go into the dating stage. We ain't gonna stay in the dating stage for no 4 years. Give me about 6 months. We're gonna go from there. We're gonna go into the engaged stage. We're gonna do that for a while, and then we're gonna be married.
Can you do
My
that
thing
long
on
distance
most definitely, it's better long distance because it's making you have the harder conversation.
conversations?
Let's be real. If I'm
Hmm.
with somebody that I can see
Y'all are
twenty
teaching me
four
some
seven,
stuff, child.
You have the sex early.
if I'm with somebody that I can see 24/7, I'm more physically attracted to you. But if
Hmm.
I am with somebody that I cannot see 24/7, I am more mentally attracted to you. Mentally attracted to you. You got to have a great conversation because let's be real. To keep my attention, you got to have a great conversation, and then your beauty on the outside is just an added bonus. Your beauty on the inside is the first thing that got me. Your intellect was the first thing that got me. Your beauty on the inside was the first thing that got me. Your beauty on the outside was just an added bonus.
So let me tell you this: the best relationships that I've had stems from long distance situations and not
Hmm.
physically seeing them first.
Yeah,
Like,
Really?
back in the day when we was on the chats, before
Girl.
social media and before
Yes.
these phones, and you could see pictures and get your mind all like, ooh, he looked this way, he looked that way. You had to physically describe yourself
Yep.
to a
I
person,
remember.
but well,
I remember.
verbally. describe yourself to a person. And you didn't have those camera phones and different things like that. You had to write letters and mail your pictures to a certain
Mm-hmm.
person. But prior to that happening, you had to sit on the phone and talk to a person and develop an emotional connection. So by the time the physical actually hit, you was already like, baby, I'm in love. Like it's
Oh
those were
yeah,
the
for sure,
best relationships.
for
Now
sure.
it's like can't get it right. Like can't get right. Like,
Because of the simple fact of we have become, I really feel this generation has become a microwave generation.
absolutely.
We want things
Absolutely.
quick, fast, and a hurry, and a lot of times the microwave ain't even fast enough for us. We have gotten to the point where we have gotten so caught up on looks. We've got, like my sis said, now it's catfishing. We got so caught up on looks that they can look fine as wine, but be dumb as a doornail, and we still
Yep.
gonna date them, and we still gonna
Yeah.
date them.
But listen, I believe that depends on the where the ego is at of the male involved. Because listen, there's some men out here that like the women dumb. They have an issue with a woman. Yeah, because it's easier to get over on them. I don't have to work as
I would
hard.
agree with that. I would agree with that.
I don't have to work as hard to get over on a female that's dumb. She's naive, and especially if she's so willing. Biblically we think about how the Bible says the male is supposed to be, excuse me, the husband is supposed to be the leader. Well, there's a lot of women that say, okay, well, I'm married to him, so I'm going to let him lead. And he's looking at her like she's stupid because I don't know what I'm doing. This is just a title I've been given, so I'm going to follow him because that's what I'm supposed to do. And now you stuck. We had a
So
comment
now that
there.
we got the men back a little bit, repeat that thing that you said, James, because Tweet wanted
By by date
comments.
number 4 to date number 6, a man that is looking to get married, a man that is not looking to play around but is looking to be serious, is already gonna know if he can see himself settling down with you by date number 4 or 6. Now he ain't saying that by next week y'all gonna settle down and get married, but he's already seeing a future with you in it.
Could that be because he's being superficial over what he's drawn into the representative that he's meeting? Because I feel like
By
that
date
far
number
into
four or
dating,
by
you don't
date
really know
number
what this woman.
six, by date number 4 or date number 6, let's be real. Y'all have already had some conversations on the phone. So he's already
Should have.
gotten the intellectual side of you. By date number 4 or date number 6, he's already seeing how you act in person. He's already seen y'all's vibe in person. He's seeing if y'all can match the vibe in person. So for me, by date number 4 or date number 6, I'm taking you to different places. One date it might be to a restaurant. One date it might be to a museum. One date it might be to a concert in a park. One date it might be to go out bowling. One date it might be just to go to the movies. I'm wanting to see, and one date is gonna be maybe even going to church. But it's like,
Definitely.
I'm wanting to see how you are going to act in different aspects.
Why
Now,
is
what
it
if you don't?
okay? You got a comment?
I like that. I like that. To me, I look at it as I can tell if I can marry you within a year. I'll agree with that.
It's four
But
seasons I want to know you in all. Woo, yeah.
but now,
But see,
Charlie, I agree with that. But wouldn't you say also that before that year you have already started thinking about, yo, can I see myself with a future with her?
But okay, what does that year look like? Because I'm analytical. So, what does that year look like? Does that year look like we talking for the whole year? Does that
Oh
year
no,
look
no, no,
like
no.
we together for 6 months? I mean, we talked for 6 months and then we together the other 6 months? Like, what does that year
To
physically
me,
look like?
that year would look like for the first couple of months, about 2 to 3 months, we talking.
Okay.
After that, after that, okay, bet we know. By then, I'm gonna know if I want to talk to you exclusively or not. By then, we gonna go into okay, bet we ain't talking to nobody else. This is us. We dating now. We're dating officially. Then from there, we're gonna take it from there and continue
I,
to go on.
you know what though? I feel like it's a big difference in how men and women can do things, what's accepted. Because you see how you just said, you can go on a date between 4 to 6 days and you know whether you person. If a woman goes out on 4 dates with a guy, okay, and she decides she really want to be with this dude, she likes him enough to, you know, date him seriously or maybe want to be exclusive with him,
Hmm.
she would be considered jumping the gun. She's thirsty. Shorty is all on me. But it's
That part.
amazing to me how a man can make a simple decision and say, okay, well, this is who he wants to spend all his life with. But when a
Because
woman does that, we doing too much.
because society has
I'm
put
listening,
it
sir. Go
as
ahead. You said because I'm all ears.
the man is
Hmm.
supposed to be in the leadership role. That's what society has always said. I'm not saying that it's right because a lot of times a woman knows more than what a man knows.
Okay, wait, hold up. So if y'all in a leadership role, right? And y'all supposed to give us the okay to be exclusive, is it safe to say that we are allowed to keep our options open
Do the same.
until somebody basically let the best man win type situation? So where it might take you 9 months to want to make it official, it might take Ray Ray 6 months. So should I hop on Team Ray Ray because he know what he want quicker than you?
You should hop on whatever team you're vibing with the best.
What if you vibing with both?
You got to weigh your pros and cons. I know you've watched Why Did I Get Married? That list. You got to make that list. You got to weigh the good
Ugh,
outweighs the bad.
right.
And if the good outweighs the bad, you go with whoever.
This
Because it's the same way with men.
it's almost
I
like
can honestly go ahead.
go ahead. No, I
I
just feel
can
like it's a
honestly
double
say,
standard because it's always the go ahead.
look, go.
No, I just feel like it's such a double standard when it comes to, a man, he can go on these dates with this woman and he can make a conscious effort and say, okay, yeah, this is who I want. But what if she makes that decision? When she makes that decision, it's like, instantly the man is like,
Ghost town.
okay, she wants to be with me. Now it's time. Yeah, it's time for me to drag her through the mud to see how much she really wants to be with me. Meanwhile, when the man makes a decision, the female's supposed to stand at attention and be like, "Oh, I was chosen. Okay, me and we're gonna be
Okay.
together." But when she chooses, right, and if she chooses, okay, I like him and I want to make a future with him, it's like, okay, well, you know what? Let me drag her through the mud to see how much Shorty really want to be with me. You know,
Now, let me be real. A real man is not going to do that.
please do.
He's not. He's not. A real man, the
I
minute
don't
you
believe
tell
that.
him that you are feeling him as much as he's feeling you, he's about to make it official because he's going to look at you and see that queen in you.
Only,
And he's,
I think,
and he's going to be
you know what I
like,
think the
you are
difference.
bringing something to the table that I need.
You know what I think the difference is? I think that's a man that is looking for marriage, but a man that's out here dating. See, there's the man, in my opinion, there's the man that's looking for marriage, and there's the man that's out here dating. And if he finds the one, he finds the one. You may be
I
speaking
like
from a
that answer.
perspective of some. You see what I'm saying? But a man that's out here dating, the moment that he, and then another really important part is, like even me and some females when we talk, I always tell them like you need to know where he's at in life. Because if he's like a man that's out here dating and he's doing him, you may have a chance. But if he's coming out of a rocky relationship and he's trying to feel himself and get his groove back, then you might need to spend a little time with him and take him like a fish and toss him back to the water because he's finding himself. That's like I knew somebody that was married for a long period of time and they got divorced, and I knew that this person they trying to find themselves. They trying to get their swag back. So you need to go do that. And we'll chit chat every now and then, but I know that it's nothing. There's nothing long term because you still trying to get your groove back. Because when people go through things like that, it kind of it takes a toll on them, especially a man. Men are different. And it depends on how the relationship ended and things like that. But every man doesn't look at a woman the same way if she chooses him first.
I think a lot of people too nowadays, they want companionship, but they don't want commitment. And, sometimes we're human, we have needs or whatever the case may be. And sometimes you just need that companionship at the moment, but you don't necessarily want the full responsibility of committing to someone.
Ooh, you hit that right on the
So
head.
it's like,
Okay.
Mm.
okay, like for example, um, it's Valentine's Day. I'm not in a relationship, but I'm gonna call such and such because I know he or she is available and I want to go out. I want to get the feels. I want to feel like, but do I want to actually put in the effort to be with this said person? And then, like you said too, economically, depending on where they are, they might not even have the capacity to be in a relationship. They might want the benefits of being in a relationship, but they don't have the capacity to handle being in a relationship right now. You cannot want to be in a relationship and you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But a lot of people do.
Yet, and that is excellent, girl. She is always bringing it, and she just be sitting there chilling like she ain't got nothing going on in here, and she be bringing it. I love it. But this is the thing, just like you said. Okay, that brings me to um how men bring in they lure in a woman by having themselves well dressed, maybe having a nice ride or whatever they got going on, and knowing that you are financially struggling, you got this and that and everything going on. Don't approach her like you want something more than what you really want. Just like you said, okay, Valentine's Day came and he may not have this, he may not have that, but you hitting her up on Lover's Day. The men that I know, no, don't hit me up on Lover's Day because we ain't lovers. So just let's slide on past that aspect. I mean,
Hit
just
me up on
let's
the
be real.
15th.
Yeah, hit me up on the 15th because because that's the position that you're trying to put me in. So I'm not gonna pretend to be dumb like I don't know what you're doing. Don't hit me up on Lover's Day, any of the holidays, because that is keeping me in the position that you want me to be in, and that lets me know that you don't think you don't see me as being that one and only, that potential wife or that potential girlfriend. There's no need to play any games and make it seem like no. What? I don't see the point of that. Don't send me no flowers, any of that, because this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Y'all know I'm silly. I'm get the flowers and blah. Okay, I ain't supposed to this dude. God knows how long. He said, okay, well, I'm gonna put these flowers.
Mm.
Petty. Here come the petty.
He
Mhm.
could have he could have petty. True. Like don't do that. Like even with like she just said, Valentine's Day. Yeah, Valentine's Day. I get a lot of texts and calls and this, that, and the other. But all you doing is just like you said, it's Lover's Day. So let me try to play the role to make her feel loved. Like my mind works in a strange way. So I'm already picking up on the fact
Right.
that okay, that's the only reason why guess what? And I'm not the only one. So why even play that charade?
Yeah. You know what's one of
Very
my
Man,
pet
strange.
peeves? One of my pet peeves is you providing a vibe that you can't continue. Don't start nothing that you can't finish. If
Consistency.
you are not or don't have the capacity, if you know that I want a relationship, if you know that I desire marriage, if you know that I'm a single mother and I don't play about my kids or whatever the case may be, do not come into my space unless you are ready. Because there's a timeline. I'm not playing with you. And you know that I don't know if y'all ever seen that that reel when New York from our Flavor Flav when
Oh
she tell a
yeah.
man she be like I want my eggs cracked. That means I want to be a mother. Like I want my name dropped. That means I want to be a wife. Like we are at a point in life where we already know what we want. Do not come here and try to give us a vibe that you're not ready to, and that goes both ways, that you're not ready to continue. You can't keep it up. Consistency is key, as well as communication. If I'm communicating and telling you this is what I like, you have to be consistent to keep that up. If not, keep it moving and go play with somebody else.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
See,
I think
see
that the
now,
idea behind it, I think that
for
the idea
me,
behind it is to make sure that we okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go because I forget.
go.
But I think that
It's the
I
the
love when
lad for
y'all do
idea
me.
that.
behind it is for
I
us
love
to
when y'all do that.
yeah. Look, I think the idea behind it for a man that comes into a woman's life knowing that he's not ready and sticking around is the idea of keeping himself as an option. It's kind of like tapping in.
For
I think
her
you taught me
as an
about this,
option.
James.
Hmm.
Yeah,
He's
keeping her.
gonna
Yeah,
tap
keeping.
in.
Yeah, it just
He's gonna tap in to make sure ain't
go
nobody
ahead.
tapping in on what is his.
Yeah,
He's gonna
especially like
tap
when we was
in to
talking
make sure
about the whole
nobody else
Valentine's Day
doing that.
thing. Like even when we was talking about the Valentine's Day thing, a lot of times he's just seeing if you're available. Like okay, if I hit you up and I'm like, okay, well let's go out, let's hang out, and you do hang out, even if he don't see you any other day after that, or it's not the consistency is not there, he just wants to see were you available because that tells him, you know,
He can continue to
if you
play
have
with you.
anybody, yeah, and it tells him if you have anybody serious in your life by your availability on that day. So I'm
True.
not available on that day. I am not available on that day.
Charlie said, "Man, let's not talk about Valentine's Day."
Let's talk about it, Charlie.
Man,
Are y'all big on that? Do y'all have to have that celebrated, or are you the type where every day is Valentine's Day? We don't need to celebrate Valentine's Day.
for me, every day is Valentine's Day for my woman. It does not take a special day for me to show my woman that she is loved. Like for me, James Ingram said it best in a song. Find 100 ways. I'm a compliment to what she does. I'm gonna send her roses just because. If it's violence she loves, I'm gonna let them play. I'm
What
gonna
you know about
dedicate her
James
favorite
Ingram?
song. I'm gonna dedicate her favorite song and
He
hold
been
her closer
studying, girl. He
all
been
night
studying.
long. Love her
We got
today.
a
I'm gonna
lot of stuff
find
going on.
100 ways.
He telling people not to slide
You
in
better
our
check your
DMs.
inbox when
You
you get
better
off
not be
this.
sliding in nobody else DMs playing
He
James
must
Ingram
be.
songs, okay? Uh-huh.
He knows some things, huh?
Okay.
I
For me,
mean,
The
Valentine's Day.
pastor.
He human.
He's still a
For
man.
why
I'm
is
me,
just
he
I
telling
like
y'all.
this? Why are
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
like
yeah,
this?
yeah. I'm gonna say, like, for me, if we are not at that level, then we don't need to Valentine's Day. Let's just let it slide on by.
Mm.
Valentine's Day to me, it's like to me, I think every day don't have to be like Valentine's Day, but I think that's a reminder of how you still feel because you can be with somebody 3 or 4 years, and you know, every Valentine's Day for the 3 or 4 years may not have been great, but that fifth year come and they go all out. And to me, it's like a reminder that things ain't been great, but we back on. Or I'm still here. I'm still willing to work it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect
Hmm.
every day to be flowers and roses. Although in my mind, yeah, I would like it to be like that. But I think to me, Valentine's Day is like a reminder that we're gonna keep going through this. And if you have, you got a few, Valentine's Day that financially you're not able to do things that you want to do and then not be extravagant, that one year is going to come along and you be like, what? You did this for me? You know what I mean? And it reminds you that, yeah, we got some bumps in the road, but we're going to keep this thing going. So, yeah. But if you ain't been in my life, don't come rolling around on Valentine's Day.
Mm-mm.
Talking about, hey, big
So
head.
sisters,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sisters,
yeah. Hey, big head, or hey, boo. Or
mm,
don't even hit me with the WYD. What?
dude,
Mm-mm.
mm-mm. So sisters, I got a question. Should we make the big announcement right now? Do you think YouTube
I
is
think
ready
so.
for the big announcement?
I think so. Why not?
Drum roll, please.
So,
Yeah,
if
let's
you are a
let's do it.
follower of Reverend JC3 Ministries, you know every Friday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, we do a show that is called After Show Vibes, which is a continuation from the show on Friday morning where we have had a great show at 10 a.m. 10 o'clock p.m., we just kicking back, we relaxing, and we just chilling. And I am proud to announce that as of today, whenever you see after show vibes from now on, it will feature none other than Miss Tweet Talks and my sister, Miss Away. So they are
Ooh, so y'all know we
officially
gonna bring
the
it.
they are
Y'all know we
officially
gonna
the
bring it.
Danny
newest
already said it in the
co-host.
chat.
Look, they
You
are
said what?
officially the co-host.
Danny, she already said it in the chat.
Look,
Yes.
look, Danny already done said it. She's like
She
official
did.
co-host. She's like official co-host.
Ooh, she be on
Look,
it.
look, Danny, you
Danny,
are look. I could
Danny,
not
what is up? What's up? When we gonna have another vibe?
just
We're gonna have to. We did a real cool episode with Danny, but I don't know what happened. We
so
just fell off for a minute. But I'm
so
excited
y'all.
about that. I'm really excited because we always vibe good.
Oh yeah, definitely. So y'all definitely stay tuned for some great things coming from us three, from After Show Vibes, and from us as separate units, as separate entities. So at this time, I'm gonna let
Hmm.
my sisters tell you where you can find them at and tell you about their podcast that they have, and then we'll take it from there. Whoever wants to go first.
All right, so all right, so y'all know me. Tweet Talks is my podcast. Is available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all major networks. It is now on YouTube as well, so y'all can check it out on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. I also have a small business, Tweets Bling Boutique, that's located on Facebook. So y'all can check out some of my $5 jewelry there. And that's it. Y'all go check it out.
All right, sis, it's on you.
Okay. Once again, Cheryl Renee. I am the host of the Blemish Beauty Podcast. You can tune in every Monday for some Monday motivation on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as YouTube. You can also follow me on TikTok, y'all, at Cheryl Renee 510. And I look forward to connecting with y'all.
All right, y'all. All right, all right, all right. As y'all already know, my name is Reverend James H. Clever the Third, host of many, many, many podcasts, as well as executive producer over some podcasts. Stay tuned. We have some great podcasts in the works, and they are definitely coming out probably about mid-April. We will be dropping some new podcasts, and also just stay tuned and stay rocking with us. We are having to rebrand ourselves now, but you know what? I'm gonna look at it as a new challenge, and I love new challenges. So starting it back from the ground up and grinding again and putting everything back to work. So y'all stay tuned for some great works ahead for us, and definitely stay looking out because we got some great things coming. As I always say as we close out, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we're looking at is bad. God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. I will see y'all on Monday night on Real Talk Monday, where Miss Tweet Talks will actually be on there with us on Monday night. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay
That's
tuned.
right.
Love
Sweet Talks
y'all.
will be in the building. Bye.
Peace. Love
Peace.
y'all.